What's up? What's up? Welcome to our first Hack Your Hormones for Weight Loss Q&A. So I'm going to tell you first how to find the questionnaire so that your questions can get answered. We did only get 2 questions today, so that's I'm going to show you how to do that. So to make sure you get your question in. So I'm going to attempt to share my screen. Sometimes when I do that, Facebook does not behave well. So let's hope it goes well. So give me 1 second while I do that. Plus, y'all know I am technologically challenged. So here we go. Excuse me. Okay, so hopefully at this point you can see the Facebook group. Our group is the Hormone Hacking Natural Fat Loss for Busy Moms. And you go under the events and you click on that. Actually, it's not going to look like that for you, but you go under the events tab and you will see for this event, there is a form that you simply click on. It takes like 30 seconds to fill it out so that I get your question and we basically go from there. This is moving slow because when I share my screen, Facebook doesn't like it. So you just go through those few, I think it's like 4 questions, and then you get your question answered. So let's go back to my screen. Hopefully you can still see and hear me. I'm telling you, Facebook plays games when we do the whole screen sharing thing. So our first question is, how do I naturally balance my hormones? So the most important thing is going to be to keeping your blood sugar balanced, no highs and lows, right? So you want to make sure you're eating quality proteins, healthy fats, complex carbohydrates. The simple carbs are what going to spike your sugar, and it contributes to the insulin resistance as well. So keeping those hormones balanced is key. The nutrition part is key. So making sure, again, quality proteins. The quality of your protein, it matters so much, and people discount that fact. I know that excuse me, for some of us, we're like, well, what's the point in buying antibiotic-free, hormone-free, organic meats? Because they are sometimes a lot more expensive. But when you find out that they can contribute to insulin resistance, they can contribute to the toxins and estrogen dominance that causes belly fat, it just makes more sense to, when you can, because it is not always financially feasible, to opt for the better proteins. Our cruciferous veggies, right? Keeping a rainbow of things on your plate because they all have trace minerals and micronutrients that your hormones need to stay balanced. We want to make sure that estrogen's where it's supposed to be, and the extra estrogen is being metabolized, broken down, and expelled from your body as it should be, right? Quality fats, healthy fats. Fats from fried foods are not healthy fats. We all know that. And they can have detrimental effects on not only our hormones, because fats, the cholesterol, is what our hormones are made up of, right? It can cause, if you've ever heard anybody have to have gallbladder surgery, it is 90% of the time because of a diet comprised of high processed fats. So keeping the blood sugar balance is so important, and especially if you're still getting a cycle, if you're in the perimenopause phase. So for me, most of us grew up thinking that PMS symptoms are just par for the course, right? A little bit, but at the severity that most of us have gotten accustomed to experiencing them is not true. Those sore breasts, being sweaty, angry, emotional, it's not supposed to be as intense as it is. And it is a direct result of what we're eating. We give into the comfort foods because we think it's going to make us feel better. And in the moment, that temporary relief or that endorphin rush from the sugar that you're eating does give you a semblance of relief, but it makes those symptoms worse. It makes the breast tender. It makes you moody. It makes you not want to do anything and weepy. So trying to keep that blood sugar balance is so important. And making sure your cortisol levels are balanced. So that means making sure we're relieving stress, right? Stress relief is so important because if we allow cortisol to be too high when it should be low, most of you know that cortisol is a stress hormone, right? But it's actually a steroid hormone, and it's supposed to be in our body in a rhythm throughout the day. Sometimes it's supposed to be low, and sometimes it's supposed to be high. The best way to keep it balanced is with stress relief tactics, right? And techniques. I will be posting a reel on my personal page about stress relieving tips, because if we don't keep it balanced, it can affect sleep. High cortisol, lack of sleep, all things that increase belly fat. So that's it for the questions that I got so far. Again, for next week, make sure you put your question in the questionnaire so that I can answer it for you. And I really enjoy this. I'm hoping that we get more questions and I'm able to show up for you and show you how you can battle your hormones in a natural way, right? There's so many things that are within our power that people are taking pills for or going to hormone therapies for. When, if that's your choice, absolutely have at it. But there are a lot of us that want to do it the natural way because it helps in aging for longevity, right? Doing it naturally, not just with hormones, life in general, health in general, doing it naturally versus with pills, right, is going to lead to aging for longevity. We don't want to treat the symptoms. We want to treat the root cause so that we heal and live full, vibrant lives. That's all I got for you this week. I look forward to your questions next week. Until next time, ciao.